Maurice, the man who crashed his pickup truck here at Weston Chambers, has a lawyer now, and he's no longer talking. But hundreds of investigators are picking through every facet of his life, trying to get to the bottom of this act of evil. And you mentioned those barriers now in place to protect the bike path. Well, there were also stepped-up patrols to send a signal to nervous New Yorkers. They rode motorbikes, pedaled up and down on bicycle patrol, and walked the Hudson River path. The increased police presence intended to reassure a city still shaken after a frightening terror attack.
I am happy the police are doing their job, and I think this is a great city and a safe city and a great place to ride a bicycle.
Along the path, these posters asking for information and smartphone images to help investigators build an overwhelming case against 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov. This surveillance picture shows Saipov at the Passaic Home Depot, where he rented the truck an hour before his rampage along the West Side bike path killed 8 and injured 12. Investigators say Saipov pledged allegiance to ISIS and has no remorse for his meticulously planned attack. They're talking to everyone in his family and social circle, trying to understand.
Is this inspired? He just got all this off the internet? Was it enabled? Was he actually communicating with ISIS officials over encrypted channels? Or was it directed? Was this part of a plan?
We are going to bring anyone that was involved in that, the perpetrator, to justice.
Visiting New York, Attorney General Sessions didn't mention punishment, but it is likely Saipov will face the death penalty. Remember, the Obama administration sought and won capital punishment in the case of Boston Marathon bomber Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, who killed 3 people. He's currently on death row awaiting appeal. Mayor de Blasio says it's a decision for the feds, but
I'm not someone who believes in the death penalty in general. I just don't. I believe this is an individual who should rot in prison for the rest of his life.
Justice in the Boston bomber case was swift. Within 2 years of that attack, Tsarnaev was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. In this case, prosecutors would also like to move quickly, but more importantly, they want to be very thorough. And as investigators go through Saipov's cell phones, they're finding numbers of people that have been involved in terror investigations, but we are told Saipov himself was never the target of a terror probe. Live in Lower Manhattan, Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Tony.